Michigan Republican gubernatorial nominee Tudor Dixon continued barnstorming the Great Lakes state on Monday in her effort to oust incumbent Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Dixon sounded a confident tone, assuring voters that she could feel a groundswell of support and anticipated a victory on Tuesday. Dixon stuck to her criticisms of Whitmer's record during the COVID-19 pandemic and education. Polls showed the incumbent Democrat consistently ahead of Dixon by a few points, but an environment that favors Republicans could lead to a Dixon upset in tomorrow's midterms.
This is our last rally and you're here with us. It makes me so happy. It's so amazing. It's so amazing to be home and to be spending this with all of you. And I'm just going to ask you one question. Are you ready to take this state back? I don't know if you guys heard, but we had a couple of debates.
Barely.
Well, in case you didn't know, I think there was news broken at that debate because your kids were only out of school for 3 months. Or maybe I should say it this way. Our kids were only out of school for 3 months. I get the full smug effect.
That's eerily accurate.
That was an interesting moment for all of us, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I said there was an audible gasp, and I've had parents come up to me and they're like, there was an audible gasp.
There was.
It was the kids.
Yep.
Like, yeah, what's it like? I mean, we all knew that she'd been lying the whole time, but we kind of protect our kids from things like that. It's like, the governor's a liar. But then she kept doubling down on other lies, and it just got worse. And I think at the end of it, she wasn't so happy. What do you think?
Right.
The feeling not, but she started to get a little bit more aggressive. There was one point when I think she thought she had a line that was really a sharp one that she was really going to get me with. I know she thought it was good because she posted it the next day on Facebook and Twitter. So she turns to me and she says, my opponent thinks that books are more dangerous than guns. And I thought to myself, why do we have to choose? Why don't we just protect the kids from all dangerous things?
Yeah. Too much common sense.
Why not protect them from all? But interesting choice of things to say, coming from the woman who was governor when we had a school shooting in the state of Michigan.
Right.
Because what has she done since then to protect our kids? Not a thing. In fact, after that, she came out and she said, I think we should have a discussion. A discussion? Then she really thought she was going to get me because she said, if my opponent had her way, she'd have more guns in school.
Please.
And I'm like, now she's just campaigning for me.
Woo! That's right.
It's odd to me because last time I checked, the state police protect Gretchen Whitmer, and they do it with guns.
Right. That's right.
So if she thinks that guns are okay for her, why are they not okay to protect our children?
Right.
But I mean, let's face it, we're used to this, right? Rules for thee, not for me. Things are different for the governor. I remember a time when she would come out and tell us what our sentence was for the week in different leather jackets. You know, we'd be waiting, what style is it going to be today? And she came out one time and she said, whatever you do, we have new news. Do not go to the state of Florida. Florida is such a danger. It is being run by a madman. They are just allowed to do whatever they want. It's almost like America again. You cannot go there. But then, you know, because the Whitmer administration is just so darn arrogant, these photos start popping up on Facebook. I was going to say that they leaked out, but they were just on Facebook. So it's like staff members on the beach in Alabama, and we're all like, are you allowed to go to Alabama? Alabama's getting kind of close to Florida, the bad place. And then it's like somebody asks, where's your son? And the person that's the staff member says, oh, we left him at home because he has COVID.
Crazy.
Should we call Alabama? I mean, in Michigan, I thought when you had somebody with COVID in your house, you had to have like a red light on the top of the house, and everybody had to know, and like the police had to circle, make sure you didn't ever come out of it. Rules for thee, but for me. So then it comes out that we find out that Gretchen Whitmer actually had a little trip of her own, and she went to the state of Florida. That's right. Well, how dangerous. What a risk taker. So then we find out that she took a private jet there. But this was the part that really should get you. Because let's not forget that she locked us away from our loved ones. She locked us away from our sick family members. We had children that died alone. We had parents that died alone. This was because we were not allowed to see people who were sick. But her excuse for going to Florida was she had to go see her sick father.
Crazy.
And then she said, and if I didn't go, the Republicans would say, I have no family values. What about us? What about the people that were locked away from their loved ones in nursing homes? What about the people who were locked away from their husbands, from their wives, from their kids? They miss funerals, they miss births, they miss weddings. Rules for thee, but not for me. We will never forget that that is the way she decided to rule the state.
Right.
And they really do believe that this is ruling the state,
Right.
because they recently had Barack Obama here. Always a good sign when a Democrat
Right.
has to bring in Barack Obama.
Yep.
Always a good sign for us. So he comes in and the lieutenant governor comes out and he says, this election is about political power. And I'm like, man, that explains a lot about this.
Right.
This, just so we're clear, this is about service and leadership.
Right.
And I hope to serve you one day. This is not about political power.
Starting tomorrow.
And we are so darn grateful that Barack Obama had to come in here. But most of the Democrats, they decided they didn't want to have Joe Biden come in. Do you know that?
Right.
I mean, he's a little confused. So
Yep.
they asked him, why are Democrats not campaigning with you? Why are these, Tim Ryan's like, it's all right, don't come to Ohio. Why don't these Democrats want to campaign with you? And he was like, 16, 18, and we're like, what you just said? And the reporters, of course, they're all in the bag for the Democrats. They're like, yeah, right.
Of course.
Well, Gretchen Whitmer, she wasn't like that. She's like, now that I have completely destroyed the automotive industry in the state of Michigan, why don't you come in and we'll go to the auto show together and dance on the grave of the industry? Let's hold hands. So they go out and hold hands together.
Crazy.
And the media is like, oh, this is so sweet. Gretchen Whitmer and Joe Biden were together holding hands. It's like America's grandfather. It's like America's sleepy uncle.
Great.
But I'm like, what would it be? What would the headline be if it were Tudor Dixon and Donald Trump holding hands? Probably not America's grandfather. So we don't have the media. We are doing this on our own. And look at this. We are doing this on our own.